Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Nikki if you're new here. I want to talk to you guys about our year-end review. We finished up our year and I want to talk about what's worked and what did not work. So if that is something that interests you, then keep on watching. Okay, let's talk year-end review. So I'm just gonna dive right in and tell you guys what has really worked for us. Now, I do not have her, okay, so for English, language arts, reading, we've done the good and the beautiful. So level K. Now, just to preface this a little bit, we did start out with primer K and then we also did the supplement. That was a godsend to starting our level K. Now, I don't have that up here to show you, but I'll link the video that I did on the primer K. That really made a solid foundation as far as what her letter sounds and really narrowing in her vowels, her letters of the alphabet, and it drilled it in so deep, and it was just what we needed before we went ahead and started the level K. This is a little bit advanced, but I'm going to tell you, after we did primer K, she was pretty much already starting to read. Now, this book has what we call word ladders. So she was pretty much already like able to read every single one of these word ladders when we started level K. But because they dive into a lot of different things throughout the book, we stuck with it and we only did the word ladders once a week. Now, they also come with flashcards, which I also do not have up here. And the flashcards, or phonics cards, whatever you want to call them, we also did once a week because she was able to master them so quick in the very beginning. So that really worked and really drilled in everything we needed to do this curriculum. This is very open and go. I'll just show you. It has a lot of art appreciation, and again, sticks really good with the vowels. It has not a lot of projects included. We actually didn't even get to do this one, which I'm kind of bummed about, but we just did not have the supplies at the time. So you guys, it's so good, like so good. This talks about a lot of the short words with long vowel sounds, and it does have some writing practice thrown in here where they have to write some sight words and such like that. It just, we never got stuck. We never, throughout the entire thing, got stuck at all. It was so thorough of a curriculum, and she's reading, and when I mean reading, I'm talking about she's reading, I don't have any up here, but she's reading graphic novels, and she's definitely not struggling on a lot of big words. So I really attest that to the good and the beautiful, because it was just such a solid curriculum choice. It does come with the level K reader, which she has read every book that is in this reader many times. These are actually almost a little easy for her. So, but we still read it because I felt that it couldn't hurt to dive real deep into like her core to make sure it's like mastered, right? So worked for us. Now let's move on to math. But I can't say that it wasn't successful because it ended up being very successful. So again, we did the good and the beautiful math. This is the second course book. The cover is off, so I'm just holding it up here to show you. But this this was a little difficult for us. I'm not going to lie. The thing that's it's very colorful. It's very open and go, but this is very teacher intense. So I would definitely have to sit here throughout the entire lesson and really help her with this. Now, for some that may work, and for some with multiple kids that may be a little bit tiring, but it brought in a whole bunch of different methods on how to do things, and every time you start, so let's see, let me show you the very front of the book. So every time you do a lesson, it has what they call this daily dose up here, and basically you check off. We did not get the calendar, like I printed this myself, so we didn't get like the fun stuff in the math box. But anyway, I just went to dollar store and got a calendar, so she just checks off her calendar each day, and then she writes the date out, which I just printed out this thing which has her practice her name, the day of the week, the date, and then the number of the week. And then I have on the back, in case she needed some spelling help, which after a couple months, like she was pretty solid on spelling, especially for like days of the week. And by the end of the month, she was solid on months. So she doesn't need this anymore. Anyways, that was like what we did for the daily dose. And then I also purchased a 10 frame pocket thing on Amazon, and that's what she used for the 10 frame. So it has you do, or not 10 frame, I'm sorry, place value. So every lesson you do a place value. Then it has like a count, or this was, for instance, a Venn diagram, all basically reiterating the same type of steps. And then when you get to the overview of that, whatever that's called, when you have to do like a overview assessment of that, I can't think of the word, section, I don't know, I can't think of the word, section assessment. So it'll just basically test them on a lot of the things that they did in the daily dose, and then whatever they learned in that section. It did work for us, I'm not gonna lie. We are planning to do that for first grade as kind of a sneak peek to the next video I'm doing for you for first grade materials. But I really liked it because it was thorough. It has bonus activities, which we didn't get to do a whole lot of because these lessons do take us a little bit more time than normal. So there are bonus activities if you have a kid who blows through the lessons really quick, or you come back and you want to do the bonus activity like later in the day. I like that they are included in this. Now, the one thing I do not like about the math curriculum is it has a ton of manipulatives. Now, you don't have to buy the math box. I did not. It was just not in stock for me last year. So I printed the manipulatives and then laminated, and then bought some things off Amazon like the Rec and Rec and cubes and stuff like that to go with the manipulatives. It is very heavy with manipulatives, and I don't necessarily think that they're necessary. That is the only thing I would say that we do not like. She doesn't really care for them. In the beginning, she was like okay with it, and then it got really annoying. I don't know what the right word to use is. So a lot of the times we did not use the manipulatives, and we just either supplemented with something or just skipped it all together. So that is what I have to say about the math. It worked for us, and we do plan on using it next year. Now, I had also bought Masterbooks level 1. Now, I ended up just selling it because we didn't use it, but I can say that this definitely was not our style either. But now I have this, which is practice sheets and quizzes, and I have taken these out for like almost like some busy work, just if I felt she needed something extra to really zone in on that she learned in the Good and the Beautiful, then I would come back, tear out a page, and have her do it like later in the day, just to really zone in on and get her to understand the concept. That is really the only thing that I used of this, but I would say that the actual curriculum itself was not, it's very story based and like, it just wasn't for us. But anyway, that was going to be part of my what didn't work. But that was math. Again, solid curriculum. If your child needs or struggles with math, I think that the Good and the Beautiful has a very gentle approach. As far as I know or heard about other curriculums that may not be as gentle of an approach. I do have another one coming in the mail that I want to look at that may change my mind for next year, but I will do a separate video on that. So anyway, I meant to also add in the reading section, they come with, the level K came with a bunch of these mini books. I believe 30 of them, and you read them twice and then you're done, like you move on to the next one, and it tells you and prompts you when to read them. But they're really cute. The illustrations are nice, and she actually really enjoyed reading these more than the level K reader. So anyways, moving on. Handwriting. We also did the Good and the Beautiful for the handwriting. She finished up this level K book fairly quickly. I noticed a huge difference in her handwriting after doing this level K book. And I mean, like, she was struggling in the very beginning, and she, like, towards the end, like, just a huge improvement. Now, it's very nice. It has the arrows and the lines, the middle line and stuff like that, and then it always includes like something fun to do, like copying the whatever design or picture that they have. There was some mazes for the kid to do, and she typically did 1 or 2 pages of this a day. So this is not a very big book by no means. It's like 100 pages. So and then towards the end they start copywriting sentences and stuff like that. So I really think it's a solid choice. I wish it was just a little bit bigger so it would last us throughout the entire year. Now it really just depends on your kid as well, how fast or slow that they do their work. But we have already started on level 1. So she is, she's got a lot left, I think, right? No. She's on page like 71, and there's like 103 pages. So we're actually almost done with level 1, but my plan and intention is to really make this hit home. So we are going to repeat level 1 for our next year as well before we move on to level 2. Since they do go fast, I know that that won't be a problem for her to finish this and then possibly go on to level 2. Again, very solid thing like this. She's already doing sentences, but instead of just like copying the sentences, they also have you write it. So that's kind of the difference between this and the level K, is you're actually writing out the sentences, which, hey, I am all for. Solid Good and the Beautiful handwriting. What else do we have here? Okay, so we started this 180 days of geography. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this 100%. She can do a week's worth in one day. So she does it in like 10 minutes and then she's done for the week. So it works out. We're only on week 15 because we kind of started this very late in our year, but it really kind of goes over like maps and like which landform is like the tallest she had to do. It's a lot about landforms right now, Like, where did the bear start his journey? It's very easy stuff. It is not anything that she is needed help with. And then it, you know, wants you to draw like your own map, and gives you like a key and stuff like that. Least water, most water. This was very simple for her, and again, that's probably why she can do a week in like 10 minutes, and she does not need any help. This can be independent for her. She can read the directions herself, and she can go over all of those things. So I'm not sure. I have a few other ideas for first grade, so I'm not sure we'll be continuing this, but we will finish the book out. She'll probably work on this like over summer, and just finish it up, because I don't know, I'm weird like that. Like, if I start a book, I want to be able to finish it, unless it's just god awful that we just don't want to do. But she actually enjoys it. It's just, I think it's like easy for her, so she feels good about it. All about boosting that confidence. So for morning stuff, we did a couple things, and I've had these in videos before, but we did start a gratitude journal. Now, I really love the concept of the gratitude journal. I loved the concept of the gratitude journal. She, on the other hand, I'll tell you, it's a whole lot of I love me, and I love mommy, I love Nana, I love daddy, and repeat. I love fish. Yeah, I mean, she did not really want to dig into what she's grateful for. This is actually a book that was for, I want to say like 8 to 9 or 8 and up. So it could have been that I just started this a little early, but I thought she'd really like this. But I'm not sure if we're going to continue this next year. I may have some other ideas that I think I can incorporate instead of purchasing like an actual gratitude journal. Kind of a bust, but if you have a kid who's very much into gratitude journals or just journals in general, this might be for them. It is very cute. It has you write the date. I am grateful for, because, and then it has draw or write something else that made you grateful today. Was it a person, place, or thing? And draw it. Now, she liked that in the beginning. On a daily thing, it just was not her thing. Now, I got one of these primary journals too. I believe I bought this from Walmart. I'm sure they have it a lot of different places, but it's basically like you can draw and then write, which is really cool, and the lines are very nice. Now, she's used this not for that reason, but she got very messy with it towards the end, whereas I know that her handwriting is way better than this. So I'll go to the front just to show you what we've done here. So we've written every day, we write a sentence that is a affirmation, and the affirmation has come from this book, I Am, I Can. I also did a video on this that I will link up above. This is a great book for kids. So I put one of these on the board, and she writes that every day, and then it's typically something we talk about. And we were starting out where she was writing the date in here as well. So like this one, I have a good heart, and we talk about, well, okay, you have a good heart. What are some things you can do that can give you an example of why you have a good heart? Do you give people hugs? Do you say please and thank you? Do you help when needed? You know, just, it's a great conversation starter to an affirmation on here, and it gets them feeling a little good inside, like, yeah, I do have a good heart because I do these things, you know. So we've been doing this every day. It's a 365-day book, and if I don't like one, I just skip it, or if I think she's not, you know, understanding of it, then we skip it. But anyway, she's been writing it in here. I may find just a normal regular lined notebook next time, or just some regular loose leaf paper, because she doesn't really need this top part to draw. She's into drawing, but not during her school time. So I already kind of talked about this for her daily. Not sure we're gonna keep up with this, but I will see if math has us do that again for the year. Now, something for me that I did this year, I did a plan with me video, so if you want to see how I use this book, I will link that video up here as well. But this, I mean, I was literally down to the last couple pages in this book. I've used this entire book. Actually, yeah, legit down to like 2 pages left. So I use this entire book. I do not plan out my weeks. I put on there what we've done for the day. I started out planning out my weeks and I was getting burnt out and it was getting to be just too much for me. And then I found that we were not following like the path, so to say. So instead I would come in here and I would just write, like here, this was back in January. I would just write our lesson, like math, lesson whatever, reading, lesson whatever, and be done. And then what handwriting or extra stuff that we did that day. And then if in the notes category, I was writing the same sentence that she was as an affirmation. But anyway, I do have a plan with me video if you want to see how I actually plan our weeks and what I do. But this came in handy. I think it's like $4 on Amazon. If I can remember to link it, I will try to link it below. But this is on Amazon. It is a huge book, but I'm not sure I'm gonna do it again next year because I don't know that it's super necessary. I started writing on the curriculum itself the days that we're doing things. So like, for instance, on her math, I wrote the date at the top, like February 24th. So if I keep the books, I can go back and go, oh, okay, we learned that last February. I don't know, like it really depends on your state and what the laws or requirements in your state are. But for me, we are in Illinois and it is not a required thing to log or keep track of anything. So I think it was just like extra work on my part that I didn't necessarily have to do. And I don't know that I'll be repurchasing that or using that next year. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do next year. So anyways, what did not work for us? I only have 2 things because they're not full 100% failures in my book. This is Masterbooks, Life for Beginners, God Design. It talks for plans for beginners, the human body, and animals. I'm not gonna say that I didn't like this. I half don't like it and I half like it. She was starting to enjoy it. We were doing human body last, but it was getting, I don't know, she was very much bored with it, I feel like, and she wasn't retaining the stuff on the pages. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to dive just a little deeper into what we do for like science and get more like hands-on-ish, and then worry about this like book stuff just a little bit later, or find like fun books from the library to incorporate, or do like more unit study themed things. I'm not dissing the book because I think the book is very great. I don't like that it has Bible things that want you to look up like Bible like verses and stuff. We're not very much into reading from the Bible yet, so that was like the only thing. But what's very cool about this is that it does have a breakdown in the very beginning of the book, and it gives you supply lists, and then it also gives you a weekly schedule, like down to the T. I mean, I want to say by week, so I think it has like, I don't know how many weeks per topic. Looks like 9 that you do in each unit. So like your first unit is plants, human body, animals, etc. So I won't say it's a complete bust. I'm just gonna hold on to this for a little bit, and maybe we'll look at it in our first grade year, but I want to kind of do some more fun things. So I won't say that it didn't work. It's just I don't know, I'm weird about it. Another thing that we started but like did not continue that I am hoping that we can get back to is this Masterbooks more than words. So this is level 1 Living Faith Bible curriculum. Rebecca Spooner. I don't know. I have very minimal thoughts about this yet. I think we really need to dive into just like Bible in the first place. I do think it's cool. It has a lot of like copy work, and I don't know. I do like it. I'm just not sure how she feels about it. I'm hoping to pick it back up and see where it goes. Again, we are not big on church goers. I just kind of want her to have some sort of faith that we are teaching her, and then she can choose what that will be for her like later in life. But I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I'm hoping to reintroduce it, but we'll see how she feels on it. I don't want to force or push her into anything that she's just not interested in. So as far as like our year-end review, we had a great kindergarten year. She's reading. That was my biggest goal, and she nailed that within like a month and a half of our year. So what I thought was going to be a really tough year on reading, she's just blown it out of the park. Super proud of her. We just celebrated with her over the weekend. We got ice cream cake, and we gifted her this set of gel crayons, and we kind of just printed out one of those certificates. These are on the Good and the Beautiful's website. They have several different ones you can print out. They're just like completion certificates, and I filled one out. I'm gonna probably put it in like her baby book or something. And yeah, she was so excited to be done. The video for our like final assessment that I did with her on Friday should be linked here as well. That should be going live earlier this week when you see this. So it was just all around a really great year. Her math, she finished out her final assessment, got everything correct. It just solidified that this works, that I'm good enough to teach my child, and you can too, because if I can do it, you can do it. And if my kid can succeed, your kid can succeed. If they don't, it's okay, and you just have to find what works for your family. I think that I found the curriculum that works for us. I'm hoping to stick with it. I may like dabble here and there, but I think the Good and the Beautiful has a solid ground for curriculum, and they're coming out with new stuff all the time, especially the math. So yeah, we had a great year, and I'm really proud of her. I'm proud of me. We just landed a solid first homeschool year, and I am so excited to do this next year and as long as we can. I'm hoping at least indefinitely at this point. I think it's great. We have a great bond, and we're just really good at working together on this, and that one-on-one is just something you cannot ever get pretty much anywhere else. We get out to the parks, we get out with homeschool groups, and just really have a blast. I mean, there's so much fun to homeschool and freedom. It's just a lot, but I love it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. So that is basically what concludes. Am I missing anything? Oh my gosh, I'm missing stuff. Okay, sorry. 2 more things real fast. We did a read aloud. I talked about this in my read aloud for first grade video, but we were doing Charlotte's Web. We are about halfway through, but I'm excited to continue this with her. Now that we are done, we're taking like sort of a break before we start our first grade stuff. And I will have another video I'm putting together for what we're going to do over summer and stuff like that. Anyways, we're really into Charlotte's Web. We just have to finish it, and then we're gonna watch the movie, and it's gonna be great, and we'll have popcorn and all that stuff. Anyways, this I honestly, if your approach is more of like the dry, to the point approach, then this book is solid. We did not need to use this because she just took off with The Good and the Beautiful. But yeah, if you guys need a really good, like, solid, it's dry, you'll have to find ways to incorporate the fun. Like, it's dry, like there is no pictures or, like, you know, it's not colorful, it's to the point. So, but it's good. I've heard good things about it. That was just another thing that I won't say didn't work for us, it's just we didn't need to use. I'll try to sell this at some point. But anyways, so that concludes today's video. I hope that you got something out of this. I hope that if you're looking for curriculum, that this gives you a better idea as to what we used, and maybe it'll help you in your search to find whatever you're going to use in yours. So anyways, yeah, I have a bunch of videos planned coming up for the new year, and what we're doing over summer, and favorites and not, and blah blah blah. Like, you'll see, I'm back and I am ready to hit you up with all the videos. So if you like this, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. That will alert you to videos of mine in the future. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.